Hello there. So I wanted to talk about flat Earth again today. There's a couple things that I wanted to touch on that I haven't in my last 3 videos, and if you haven't seen those, check them out on my YouTube channel, Nature Hacker. And those issues I want to talk about are Illuminati connection, flight paths, tilt of buildings or ships on the horizon, and flushing toilets, how that proves or disproves flat Earth theory. So first, I've talked in the past about a connection between the Flat Earth Society and NASA, and how basically they're using flat Earth as a COINTELPRO psyop to discredit NASA disbelievers. Basically, they're trying to turn everybody who doesn't believe NASA into flat earthers, so they're easy to discredit. So there's that. But today I want to talk about an Illuminati connection that I kind of stumbled across, was thinking about. And that is that, the flat earthers, like I've said in my previous videos, their main focus is on the horizon and what you can see with your own eye. What you can see with your own eye. What you can see with your own eye. So they idolize what you can see with your eye, and they put that above anything else, which is obviously an Illuminati teaching. So I think that is a big thing, is that the all-seeing eye, and that is what they're worshiping when they tell you, look for yourself, look, we only care about evidence that you have seen. That's what they'll tell you, is that they'll be like, have you ever, if you try to come up with evidence, they'd be like, have you ever seen it? Were you there? Did you see it? They always refer back to the Illuminati all-seeing eye with that. So there's that connection. And, you can't. And it's just a dumb, as far as the argument goes, it's a dumb argument. It's like asking a bacteria, can you see the curve on the giant boulder that you're on? It's just a stupid question. Your senses can't tell you. Your senses and your perspective of being 6 feet tall can't give you all the information of everything in the world. You have to look to other sources. So they idolize the all-seeing eye, and that is how they try to... they're basically trying to get people to bow down to the Illuminati. Obviously, the flat earthers aren't going to be accepted into Illuminati whatever, but you're like their little slaves. Flat earthers are like their Illuminati's little slaves, and they can get you to believe whatever they want. Another thing is flight paths. So there will be these flat earthers who put up these maps of a flat Earth map, which really isn't a flat Earth map. It's just a 2D projection of the Earth, just like any other 2D projection of the Earth. But they have commandeered that one because it fits their agenda the best, and so they'll show you flight paths on their 2D flat Earth map, and flight paths on another 2D Earth map. And they'll say, hey, look, these flight paths are direct on the flat Earth map, but on the round Earth map, which it's not a round Earth map, by the way, it's also 2D, they're completely not direct and not efficient. Okay, well, let's look at, what are you really comparing? You're comparing 2 different 2D projections of the Earth. You're not comparing a globe in the flat Earth map. You're comparing 2 different 2D projections. None of those is a globe. So if you want to disprove globe Earth, show a freaking globe. And I can guarantee you that a globe will also have the flight paths just as direct, if not more direct, than the flat Earth map shows. And the flat Earth mappers are probably cherry-picking flight paths that work well on their flat Earth map. But on a globe, all of the flight paths will work out. So that's totally debunked. I mean, that's just, it's a stupid thing, and it probably leads a lot of people astray. I know it did to me. That was some pretty decent evidence to me when I was a flat earther. But now looking back on it, that is just the stupidest thing ever, because none of those, they don't show a globe. Never will they show a globe. Why? Because a globe will be even better than their stupid flat Earth map. Alright, next thing is tilt. They'll be like, alright, well, if you could see boats on the horizon a long ways off on a globe Earth, the boats would look tilted. So would the buildings. Those buildings, they would look tilted. Well, these people obviously don't know physics. In my other videos, I talked about atmospheric refraction and how the light bends around the Earth. Okay. Now, the thing is, when light bends around the Earth, things are not going to look tilted, even if they are tilted. Let's say your boat is over here tilted this way, and then you're here on the top of the Earth, and the boat is over here tilted. It's not going to look tilted. Why is that? Because of atmospheric refraction. So the light will go from you, curve around to the boat. Now, it doesn't matter. What you see is not what's actually there. What your eye sees, the stupid illuminati eye, what your eye sees is not the truth. Your eye can only perceive light, right? So, if the light, let's say the light's coming from Mars, and you use a bunch of mirrors and shine it in your eye here, you're bouncing it off of a bunch of mirrors and shining your eye here. What are you going to see? Are you going to see that, Mars is really, really way far away or something? No, you're going to think you're looking directly at Mars. Just because the light path, your eye can't tell where the light is coming from. It only can tell where it started and where it's ending. You can't tell all the weird stuff in between. So, on our curved Earth, the boat tilted over here, the light is going to come off of the boat. Let me see if I can get two hands on it. The light is going to come off of the boat, curve around, or we can even use my eye here. The light's going to come off of the boat, curve around, and directly hit my eye. Off of the boat, curve around, directly hit my eye. So what I'm going to see is it's going to look like I am looking directly at the boat. It's going to look like, I'm looking directly at it. The light comes off of the boat perpendicularly, and it hits my eye perpendicularly. So I'm going to think that the boat is perpendicular to me. Does that make sense? Just because the boat is curved does not mean that just because the boat is tilted does not mean that I'm going to see a tilted boat, because the light is coming off the boat straight. So let's say the boat is right here, right? And I'm right, and my eye is right here. I'm going to see the boat is straight up, even though the boat's tilted, right? Well, it's the same thing if the light curves around. If my eye is perpendicular to the light, and the light is coming perpendicular from the boat is going to look like it's standing straight up. The only way that you can see something tilted is if the light is hitting it tilted. Okay. So there's that. So you seeing the boat straight up is exactly what we would predict with atmospheric refraction. The tilted boat does not say anything. I mean, the globe Earth does not need tilted boats at all. I mean, the globe Earth would predict that you see boats and buildings straight up all the time because of atmospheric refraction is bending the light so that it looks like it's straight, even though it's not. Alright, so we talked about Illuminati, flight paths, and tilt. I mean, this is going to be a shorter video than I expected. Now we'll talk about flushing toilets, and let me just start off this with it's not Coriolis effect. The reason why toilets swirl in a certain direction is not because of the Coriolis effect. I mean, that's proven. Scientists will say the Coriolis effect cannot affect toilets, etc. Now, well, let me tell you what it is caused by. It's caused by the Earth's wobble. Okay, the toilets are the way the toilets drain, the way drains drain, and etc. is caused by the Earth's wobble. Okay, so that's an important thing to remember. But anyway, obviously the flat Earth doesn't wobble. Flat Earth doesn't have Coriolis effect. So whatever it is, flat Earth would say that it can't exist, but it can. I mean, you can. There's plenty of people who have done experiments, and you can go to the equator, you know, the cities that are on the equator. You can go 20 meters south of the equator, have a bowl of water with the hole in the bottom, holding the hole, and then let the thing drain, and it will swirl in a direction. You go to the equator, do the same thing. It will just drain straight down, no swirl at all. You go 20 meters north of the equator, do the same thing, and it will swirl in the opposite direction. So that is another disproof of flat Earth. That could not happen on the flat Earth. I mean, there's nothing different about 20 meters north of the equator and 20 meters south of the equator on the flat Earth model, and the equator is not special, you know, that it won't cause water to swirl. So that's another disproof of flat Earth. So 4 more things to keep in mind. Illuminati connection, flight paths are a scam, tilt is predicted, or no tilt is predicted on globe Earth, and the flushing toilets cannot be explained by the flat Earth theory. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Nature Hacker signing off.